I carried the folding chairs like they weighed nothing, even though my chest had turned to stone. My hand hovered on the garage door handle as her brother's voice slithered through the crack. I still can't believe you married this loser. Dad's right. Divorce him before you have kids and get stuck forever. Already working on it, she said. My lawyer says we can take half his business, too. I stepped through with a smile so perfect it could have been painted on. I placed the chairs, poured the wine, complimented her mother's perfume. That night, I made creamy brulee from scratch. 3 days later, my WhatsApp lit up with 47 desperate messages. Let me tell you how I got there. I met Claire 5 years ago. She was warm, wild, a little reckless in ways that made me feel alive. I was the grounded one, methodical, focused. She said I made her feel safe. I believed her. When we married, I merged her name into the company, Rowe & Claire Consulting. I gave her 15% equity on paper, a gesture of love. In practice, it made her legally powerful. A mistake, yes, but at the time it felt right. Love makes you generous. Fear makes you wise. She hated my routines, my early mornings, my slow, deliberate decisions. You act like life's a chessboard, she once said. I didn't tell her she was right. I didn't tell her I was 10 moves ahead. Even then, things started shifting. 8 months ago, a new phone passcode, more weekend yoga, longer showers with texts that made her smirk while replying. I didn't accuse her. I observed. I bought a second phone, cloned her SIM while she slept, installed keyloggers on our home Wi-Fi silent, surgical. She handed me her betrayal in screenshots and GPS pings. Her lawyer, Brent Haynes, was as smug as he was stupid. Their emails were all on record. He won't fight. He's too passive. You'll get the house. Maybe half the client list. He's the kind of guy who will just let go. They weren't wrong. I wouldn't fight. I'd win. It started with payroll adjustments. I restructured Claire's position in the company under a shell subcontractor, CRA Strategy Partners, legally separate, operationally identical. That 15% converted to a stake in a consulting entity with zero equity in the parent firm. All approved quietly at the last board meeting where she was too busy to attend. I also rewrote our prenup, not the actual one, just the version she needed to find. I planted it in my locked drawer, a draft that made it look like I'd lose everything. She found it 2 weeks before the dinner. Her tone shifted overnight. Suddenly warm, sexual again, a final performance. She was already packing her exit. I let her. The night of the family dinner was my curtain rise. I cooked every dish myself. Prime rib, garlic confit potatoes, a rustic apple tart. Her father said it was the best meal he'd ever had. I smiled and topped off his bourbon. The garage moment wasn't luck. I knew her brother hated me. I placed the chairs where I needed them, far enough for plausible distance, close enough to hear every poisonous word. That was the confirmation. The last thread snapped. I filed for divorce the next morning. Not in our city, but 2 states over, in a jurisdiction favorable to corporate asset protection. My firm, legally distinct from Rowe & Claire, remained untouched. Claire's 15% was now tied to a shell company with zero valuation. She had nothing to claim. Brent, her smug little lawyer, called me 3 times in 1 hour. I didn't answer. My lawyer did, sent over the documentation, the board votes, the payroll logs, the dissolution of Rowe & Claire into Rowe Solutions LLC. All legal. All finalized weeks ago. By day's end, Claire was locked out of all systems. Her email, her office card, even the Netflix account. That night, her first WhatsApp message arrived. What the hell is this? Then, you knew? Please, can we talk? 44 more messages followed. None of them mattered, but I wasn't done. The cherry on top came in a single envelope. I mailed it to her father. Inside, screenshots, her texts with Brent, the garage audio cleaned up and transcribed, a copy of her expense report, $7, $300 on spa weekends with Brent, billed to our business card. Her father, a retired judge, emailed me one sentence. I apologize for what I allowed my family to become. Claire showed up at my office last week, tear-streaked, desperate, said she never meant for it to go that far, that she was just scared, that maybe we could fix this. I looked at her like a stranger and said, I already fixed it. I closed the door behind her. It locked automatically. I'm hosting another dinner next week. Just a few friends. No family. No liars. No snakes. I'll still cook the meal myself. I like the control, the precision. And I've already brought the chairs.